What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. In this video, I want to talk about how you can use cold approach and math to achieve abundance with women. All right. So cold approach. Cold approach is essentially going out and approaching women who don't know who the hell you are, but basically approaching them with the idea that you're going to communicate in an attractive way, in a confident way, and basically go from being strangers to this woman is interested in you and is basically willing to see you again, right? So see you on a date, right? And move the relationship forward. So cold approach essentially is something you can do anywhere, right? Women are everywhere. You'll see women in the grocery store, the malls, the parks, the whatever. So cold approach gives you a lot of opportunity in regards to meeting women, okay? And it's actually a skill. It's something you can actually work on and get good at. Now, cold approach is cool, but what we want to do here is we want to combine cold approach with math, right? So we can actually create some results, right? So here's what happened with me. I used to be struggling in my dating life. I used to be really shy, insecure, all this stuff, right? And so I wasn't doing too well in my social circle, meaning I wasn't really meeting women in my social circle or connecting with them. And I didn't really understand dating apps or really gave much attention to it. But I did like the idea of being able to go out and approach women and pick them up, right? Like essentially approach women and communicate in an attractive way and, basically sweep her off her feet, right? So I basically worked on this skill. Now, when I just started out, I wasn't good at it, right? But what happens over time is you start to create predictability in the sense of you get to this point where you start to know, okay, if I talk to this amount of women, usually I'll get a certain amount of numbers out of it. I'll get a certain amount of dates out of it. And then you can literally know what your numbers are. So kind of similar to how if you're a salesman or whatever, you know that you need to talk to a certain amount of people to basically achieve a certain amount of result. Like if you could be the most amazing salesman in the world, but if you only talk to one person per month, then you're basically setting yourself up for failure. And it's the same thing with cold approach. Like you could get really good at cold approach, get really good at picking up women, but if you only talk to one woman a month or one woman a year or whatever, you're not gonna get any results. So essentially, you can get to this point with cold approach where okay, if I go out and I talk to 10 women a day for a week, I know I'm going to get this many numbers, I'm going to get this many dates, and it could lead to, whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to get a girlfriend or you're trying to have a rotation or you just want to be dating around, right? So cold approach actually gives you an opportunity to use or leverage math to get results, right? So if you're a logical guy like me who just wants to know, okay, how can I get the results? I don't want to deal with no bullshit, no dating app, figure out how to manipulate my photos and all that shit. Or the social circle comes with a lot of consequences if you make mistakes. Cold approach, when you go out and cold approach women, you can fuck up, you can make mistakes because these are women that you don't know, right? It's just going out and doing cold approach is going to require some confidence. It's going to require some courage, right? Because people have this fear of approaching women, this fear of rejection, stuff like that. So you are going to have to overcome that stuff. And I mean, the only thing I can tell you about that is you're just going to have to grow some balls, man, and just go and do it, other than me supporting you, I have a program where I'd be able to coach you and hold you accountable and support you, stuff like that. Yeah, I can help you in that way. But if you're going to go at this on your own, just know, yes, it's going to require some balls, but I mean, you can make this shit happen, man. You can get to this point where you go out and okay, I just got to talk to a certain amount of women, and by the end of the day, I'm going to have a couple numbers, I'm going to have some dates. You know what I mean? And you can create predictability, right? So you can say, okay, this gives you a different type of confidence. Like when you know without a shadow of a doubt that if you go out and talk to a certain amount of women, you're going to get a certain amount of numbers, a certain amount of dates. What do you think that's going to do for your confidence? When you know this 110%, right? You'll stop compromising. You'll stop, settling. You'll stop putting up with women's bullshit, you know, because you know what you're capable of. You know what you can do. And not only that, you can actually create the real abundance, right? You know, you'll get advice from dating coaches saying, yeah, you got to be in abundance and blah, blah, blah. But there's a difference between pretending to be in abundance and actually creating it. And so Cold Approach gives you the opportunity to do this. But as I said, you can't be a pussy about it. You got to be willing to go out there and approach women and talk to women. So, you know, if you're interested in overcoming the fear of approaching women, learning how to deal with the fear of rejection, fear of judgment, like overcoming all that bullshit, becoming unbreakable in your confidence, grounded in your masculinity, authentic in your expression, and become a leader, become, you know, become the man you truly want to be, the most attractive version of yourself, join the Unbreakable Beast Tribe. In that group, I go into different topics. I go into detail on how you can become more attractive, how you can become more confident, how you can become more masculine, how you can become a beast. All right, I'll drop a link to the group in the comment section, and I'll see you inside. Peace.